Aretha Robinson said to Little Ray Robinson, "Make a promise to me to never let anyone turn you into a cripple." Ray, the movie, came out in 2004. Ray had tragic events that happened in his life as a child. Ray, excuse me, mother guided him to use the sounds and his hearing to get him through life. Ray went blind at 7 years of age, and right after he lost his little brother, he went blind. Sorry, I left that part out. My favorite part of the movie, I would say, was Ray's love for music. Ray loved music. He could perform anywhere. He could get any crowd to enjoy his music, whether it's black or white. Everyone loved Ray back then, you know. Even though he was blind, he played music by ear. He could sing. He could be his own background singer. He just was an all-time performer. Ray kept himself out on the road a lot. When he started, you know, with the women, he became famous. He started sleeping around on his wife, and he just did a lot. The drugs started, and this time it was a narcotic than the women. His wife knew. She knew for many years that he was sleeping around on her. And at the end of the movie, you know, Ray ended up getting his life together, and he went into rehab. He was so caught up into his music that they sent him out to Georgia to perform. And at this time, it was during segregation. And when he got there, I think it was Quincy Jones that told him that we're performing in an all-white crowd. And Ray said, "What?" And so they decided not to perform. And the state of Georgia banned him, charged him a fine, and banned him out of that state. And he was banned from that state for over, probably, I think, over 30 years, I think. But he had a child with one of the women he was sleeping with, that he was in love with, that she called herself his wife out on the road. She ended up dying from an overdose because she couldn't have Ray all to herself. And at this time, Ray was still fighting with those demons about his brother's death. He was having a hard time getting through life. And he was human against himself, because he never could get over his brother's death, and it hunted him for a long time. So his wife found out about the child. They took the child in, and Ray tried to change his life, and which he did. And he was out there still doing drugs. He got busted for drugs, and they arrested him. He went to jail. And at that time, he went into rehab. And the sights and the sounds of the music got him through his life. It really got him through. It changed things for him. It made things better, you know. So the movie had some effects on me because I have a blind fiance. He's totally blind. He's been blind for 15 years. And I can relate to Ray's movie. And that's the reason why I watched that movie, and I really studied that movie. And I can tell you the movie like back of my hand, you know. It's just, it taught me how to deal with a blind person, because I'm having to go through that myself. And the film was made out of John Ray. It was very clear. It's a must-see movie with all the great sounds and the music. Oh man, it sets the movie off so good, you know. Ray had a horrific childhood. He was one of the best performers, one of the number one performers in the world. And he never let his music cripple him. And he went on and he sang. And before he died, Georgia accepted him back. And he was able to go back to Georgia to perform. He had a song called "Georgia on My Mind." And when he was banned from that state, he always wanted to go back because that's where a lot of African Americans are, you know, down south, you know, and he just loved the Georgia. And that's the conclusion of my speech.